Brian, we'll start basically by saying you've had a near enough full week on the training pitch this week with the team. How has that been for you?
It's been refreshing to be able to get to work with the lads and not concern yourself too much with the recovery and being able to stress them out on there. It's been a refreshing change and one that I'm glad of.
And we look back to the game last weekend against Cambridge. It was a really close one. It was one that, you know, the lads thoroughly deserve something out of, but that's football. You know, if it's a momentary lapse in concentration, those sort of things can happen, but you'll be looking to build on that positive game, won't you? Yeah,
I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Tommy. That is football. You know, it's that's why we love the game. You can dominate a game for 93, 94 minutes, and then they can go up the other end and score a worldie like that. That is the unpredictability of football, and that is why we love it. So we were on the wrong end of it there, but I'm sure in future we'll be on the right end.
We saw that the team away at Exeter could play dirty to get that draw there and that clean sheet, but they showed a different side to their game away at Cambridge to show that when they need to show that attacking intent, they really can, can't they?
Yeah, 100%. You know, there's got to be two sides to a League Two team. You've got to. So I want to play attacking and entertaining football, which I'm trying to do. But there's got to be pragmatism there as well. You know, otherwise you're sending these boys out lambs to the slaughter. And Exeter was the worst pitch we've been on this season, other than Newport, I suppose. Speaking to their manager after the match, they'd worked on the press for 2 days prior, leading up to the match, so it made no sense trying to play football on that pitch. And the lads adapted to the situation really intelligently, and to go to the league leaders, to go to a team who scored the most in the league on their patch and keep them to 0, a shutout, and then to follow that up with the second most goals scored in the league in Cambridge, and to keep them out for 94 minutes. It took a worldie to beat us. It's starting to show how far we're coming in terms of being hard to beat, and you know, that's a real positive for us. It's something that I spoke about prior to these games, about having to keep that back door shut to give us an opportunity to win a game of football, and I feel the lads have done that with the performance. The next step is building on that and scoring goals.
And the lads seem more confident in themselves. Would that be a fair comment?
Yeah, the lads are full of confidence. You know, as strange as that may seem, you know, prior to me taking the job, we were 1 win in 7, and since I've took over, that form has continued. We're now without a win in 6. So the lads should be on the knees with confidence, but they're not inside this bubble. I don't know whether it's a case because the fans aren't able to attend, so they can't hear that disgruntledness on the terraces. They're full of confidence, they're enjoying the football, they're showing me a real appetite of enthusiasm to get out there and perform. And like I said, the performances for me, other than the Bradford game, 70 minutes of the Bradford, the performances have been what I've been looking for in terms of, it's in its infancy. We're starting a project. They need to try and implement what we're asking of them, and they are doing that. By no means are they the finished article, but you know, that doesn't come overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, so to speak. So really pleased with the progression they've made, but now we need to start getting them results and turn that corner.
And you mentioned about that, we've got Barrow at home. You know, we mentioned that teams can beat anybody no matter where they are in the league, and you can better teams that are higher than you. I think you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, we struggle against the strugglers, so to say, but this is a good opportunity for your side.
Yes. Let's not go into this fixture with the wrong mindset, everybody, okay? So Barrow have got a new man at the helm, Rob Kelly. He's had 7 games in charge of Barrow this season, and I believe he's won 4 of them and lost 3. He's won 2 in his last 6, so they're in good form, better form than us, and they've got players out there who are fighting for not only their own livelihoods, but they're fighting for everyone at the football club's livelihoods, because dropping out of the EFL in a normal season is severe, but off the back of a pandemic, a global pandemic, it's almost critical for a lot of clubs. So they know what's at stake. They'll be arriving as demons and giving everything for the football club, and we need to match that and surpass it, and that's what we'll be looking to do. We can't go into this fixture lackadaisical and think it's going to be an easy game. It won't be. It'll be tougher than the Cambridge game in my eyes, so the players need to be prepared for that.
It's all about finding that level of consistency with performances now, isn't it? And going back to that Bradford game, not taking for them to go 2-0 up and for us to score, to really get ourselves into the game. It's about going into the game with the level of tenacity that was in the Cambridge game almost.
100%. The Bradford game was all about mentality. You know, I keep stressing to the boys, there's no reason why we can't be up the top end of the table fighting. It's just down to mentality. It's been here since I've been at the club as an assistant. We almost apologise for scoring a goal, or we wait until we get a bloody nose and we're 1-0, 2-0 down and we've got nothing to lose before we come back into the game and start showing that fight and that authority. That is the wrong mentality. You know, we're Walsall Football Club, we're a big club. We need to when that coach, the opposition coaches, passes the M6 and it sees that sign and it sees the football club, instead of a warm fuzzy feeling, oh, Walsall, nice pitch, nice stadium, it's got to be fear, it's got to be trepidation, and that doesn't come overnight. That comes off the back of results and off the back of strong characters with a strong mentality, and they showed me that in the Cambridge fixture. They went to Cambridge, who are banging form, and they met them in the middle of the pitch, and we dominated that game and we showed what we were about. So that is a step in the right direction, but it needs to be followed up against Barrow. If we go into our shells and start thinking about what could go wrong out there, rather than expressing ourselves and getting on the front foot, then we will end up with a bloody nose. So we need to be at it.
A win, a home win, we talk about confidence in the team, but it certainly would again be a huge boost for the team and for yourself.
Yeah, 100%. You know, you can't hide from that. Wins breed confidence. That's not a secret. But I don't feel like there's a lack of confidence within the camp. You know, everything's positive. Everything's about moving things forward. There's probably a little bit of, like I say, a little bit of mentality needs to be stronger in terms of authority on a football pitch, and in terms of that final third. I listened to Paul Mullin's interview after the game, you know, glutton for punishment myself listening to that, but what he said was really prevalent. He spoke about how he'd been starved of opportunities in the last games leading up to our game, and he was suffocated in our game. No opportunities to pull the trigger. He just wanted one chance, one opportunity, one bit of space to pull that trigger and score a goal, and he got his wish in the 94th minute, and he pulled that trigger and he got his rewards. Whereas us at the minute in that final third, we're a little bit hesitant, we're a little bit reluctant to take responsibility and to be that hero. We're passing that responsibility on, and that needs to change. We need somebody to step up and lead this team. So we've got an opportunity against Barrow for a leader to step forward, and I'll wait gladly for that person to do that. How
do you change that? How do you as a head coach and manager influence that when they are out there, when they've crossed that white line?
Very difficult when they've crossed the white line. You know, obviously confidence comes from results, but also confidence comes from doing things right on the training field, preparing right, training right, and you know, maybe even just studying the best, see how they do it. watching them, studying their mentality, and trying to change. Like I said, it's not an overnight thing. You can't all of a sudden just be this guy with a strong mentality. It's something that's it comes with time. But look, they showed me against Cambridge that they are willing, and they will follow. So, like I said, everything's positive. I'm really looking forward to the Barrow fixture, and looking forward to finding out who our hero is going to be.